Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the depot stage, Mr. Rod Abernethy.
Hello, Sanford. Let's have another hand for Tonk Honky. Let's hear it. Wow. What a crowd. I can't believe what a crowd we've got here. This makes me so happy because, as you know, for a couple of years, musicians didn't get to play live. And now that we're playing live again, people are coming out, and it is so great to see you. Give yourselves a hand for being here tonight, really. I love it. Again, I'm Rod Abernethy, and I'm going to play some songs that I've written about a lot of things, but a lot of it is about living here in North Carolina. And I love our state. And I hope you love our state too. Wow, it's just great. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy Thursday night. Enjoy this weather. I have been searching all of my days, all of my days. Many a road, you know, I've been walking on, all of my days. And I've been trying to find what's been in my mind as the days keep turning into night. Thanks, man. I have been quietly standing in the shade all of my days. Watch the sky breaking on this promise that we made. All of this rain, and I've been trying to find what's been in my mind as the days keep turning into night. Well, many a night I find myself with no friends standing near. All of my days I cried out loud, shook my hand, said, what am I doing here? All of my days. And I look around me, and my eyes confound me, and it's just so bright as the days keep turning into night. Now I see clearly it's you I'm looking looking for all of my days. Soon I'll smile, I know I'll feel this loneliness no more all of my days. And I look around me, and it seems you found me. You're coming into sight as the days keep turning into night. As the days keep turning into night, and even breathing feels alright. And even breathing feels alright. And even breathing feels alright. Even breathing feels alright. Thank you. I'm guessing we have some fishermen out there. I'm sure we do. Salt water, fresh water, doesn't matter. I took up fishing about, 6 years ago. And I didn't spend that much time on the lake, but I spent a lot of time at Bass Pro Shops. You know where Bass Pro Shops is? And Bass Pro Shops, there are lots of lures and rods, but there's lots of lures. The lures go on, and they're different colors, different kinds, but it's kind of like the same lure, different names. And I don't know, they do a good job at catching people buying these lures. I bought a bunch of lures. And a friend of mine said, come on up to our lake in Pennsylvania and you'll catch some bass. And I went, no, I don't think so. But you'll hear me laughing on the lake, trying to catch bass. So one morning I went out on this lake in a kayak and I caught 7 largemouth bass in 30 minutes. I've never done that again, but at least I got to do it one time. So I was so excited that day, I wrote a soundtrack to that experience. And I call it Lucky 7, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, Bass Pro Shop. So about this time each summer, my mom would put us in the Buick. This was around 1965. I love this. I love that. What's your name? What is your... She's gone. Her name is gone. But we would take a trek to see my mom's mom and dad in Georgia. We'd leave about 5 in the morning. And you know, I would sleep in the car. You know, the cars back then had this kind of shelf underneath the window in the back. And I used to get up there and sleep. How many of you have ever done that or been up on that? Yeah, I know you have. If you're younger than 50, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, really. But you would get up there and it was kind of sunrise. You could see the stars and you just kind of, it was great. We'd go down and visit my grandparents. And they lived at the end of a long, long dirt road. And I'll never forget that dirt road. Riding in the back seat of my granddad's Oldsmobile, a dusty trail behind us, we were flying on 4 wheels. The Georgia sun was beaming on endless rows of corn. We made a 2-lane journey to a house at the end of a long dirt road. Dad's rocking on the front porch, Mom's laughing in the den. We'd gather round all safe and sound. We had no worries then. The days went by so quickly, the moon smiling overhead. The nights were calm and peaceful, I could spend forever there. No one said it would be easy to walk this path alone. And if I get lost along my way, I'll dream of that dirt road home. Sitting round the table, so many stories told. Time stands still in black and white. We were young and we were old. Every wrinkle is a memory in this faded photograph. Feels like I'm trading places with these faces from my past. winter's here, the days are short, nighttime comes too soon. I find myself outside alone, smiling at the moon. I'm not that superstitious, but some things I can't explain. How my life just keeps on changing. My love remains the same. No one said it would be easy to walk this path alone. But if I get lost along my way, I'll dream of that dirt road home. I'll dream of that dirt road home. Thank you. I think we all have our dirt road. Any of you remember a show called Star Search?
Yep, McMILLIAN.
I lost on Star Search.
1981.
Back in mid-'80s, and I was playing rock and roll bands, and I was just kind of at the end of that road. I just played and played, and I was ready for a new chapter. And some friends of mine dared me to audition for Star Search. And I'm like, I don't want to be on that show. It's kind of like the American Idol of its time. But I auditioned and I got on Star Search. And they took me out, and a band I put together took us out to Hollywood, and we spent a week out there, had a great time. And we got on the show and we played, and I lost. And then a producer I was working with out there who was trying to get me a record deal went up to his house in Laurel Canyon that night, and he said, Rod, you know I love you, but you just lost in front of 20 million people. There's not a record company in the world that's going to sign you now. So I came back to North Carolina. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? But I was determined to make a living in music. So I managed a recording studio. I started composing for music and film, and in about 15 years, I had scored 80 video games. And thanks to North Carolina for allowing me to raise a family, have a studio, make music, and to be here with you tonight in Sanford. So here's a song to North Carolina. Time was on my side. My daddy said, whoa, don't run. I kept tearing down the highway, staring at the sun, headed for the west, thinking I could change the world. Nothing could ever stop me when I was 21. A long time ago, seems like yesterday, when I first sat behind the wheel and took off down the road. Little did I know all the lessons I would learn, traveling down these Carolina roads, traveling down these Carolina roads. Tried to find my way through the jungle of LA, walking miles of broken dreams on Melrose Avenue. Promises were made, there was little I could do. I came back to Carolina to make my dreams come true. A long time ago, seems like yesterday, When I first sat behind the wheel and took off down the road, little did I know all the lessons I would learn traveling down these Carolina roads, traveling down these Carolina roads. Carolina skies, hills of green and blue. Oh, nothing shines as brightly as that Carolina moon. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, I hear Carolina calling, and I'm coming home to you. Yeah, I'm coming home to you. Home to you. Yeah, I traveled through the years. Many roads have come and gone, and I carry with me memories of the people I have known. The girl of my dreams, traveling here by my side, and we'll travel to the end of days on these Carolina roads. A long time ago, seems like yesterday, when I first sat behind the wheel and took off down the road. Little did I know all the lessons I would learn traveling down these Carolina roads, traveling down these Carolina roads. Who has a hound dog out there? Let's see hands. You got a hound dog. There's got to be more than one hound dog owner out there. Well, we have a hound dog. She's a rescue. She's about 10 years old. You ever heard of a Treen Walker Coonhound? They're beautiful. But the thing about her, Maddie is her name. She jumps the fence all the time. And she's looking for any chance to get out the door and jump that fence. And people will come to the door, come to the house, open the door, and she's back there in the corner. She's waiting for that door to go like that, and she's gone. I bet, and I'm not kidding, she's jumped the fence probably 80 times. And I've watched her jump the fence. Like a wooden fence, kind of like this, but there are two rails that go on the fence, and she can jump, get her hind legs on the bottom one, and just jump right over. So I watched her jump at one time, and I said, Maddie, you need a soundtrack. And I wrote an instrumental for Maddie. And it's called Over the Fence. she goes. And now she's coming home. Come on home, Maddie. So this was the train station, correct? How old is that? How old is it? Like 20s? So it just looks, it's beautiful. I grew up in Forest City. Anybody know where Forest City is? Marion, Morganton, Rutherfordton. You can turn this guitar down in the monitor. Well, it's not there, but that's okay. Thank you. So if you went down my hometown in Forest City, I mean, even tomorrow morning, if you walk down the sidewalk in front of Smith's drugstore, and you know every town had a drugstore where all the retired guys who go have their coffee. Now it's called Starbucks or something like that. And I do it in Raleigh. I go to Cup of Joe every morning. But Dad would go to the drugstore. But if you go tomorrow and say, "Where's Doc?" to almost anybody, they'd say, "He's probably at the drugstore." Because he knew so many people. But Doc's not with us anymore. He passed on about 10 years ago. But he was such a great but quiet guy. This is for my dad. Last Christmas Eve I had a dream. My father was reaching out to me. He was standing near the fireplace. A younger man, I could see his face. He spoke to me and it felt so real. And we talked for hours there in my dream. My father was a quiet man, and sometimes hard to understand. In church when I was only 3, so tall he stood there next to me. He held a hymnal open wide. It was there his voice could ring a mountainside. We took a trip to Spartanburg in his 57 Thunderbird. We walked into the music store. He knew exactly what he was looking for. Had an intuition about his son. Somehow knew the man he would become. And in his own quiet way, he handed me my first guitar that day. Years ago, my brother passed away, and the angel spoke to me that day. As I walked into my father's house, he was standing there reaching out. He gave me such a long embrace. Quiet tears were falling from his face. And I learned how strong a man can be when death befalls a family. Yes, my father was a quiet man, and sometimes hard to understand. I look at him, I see myself in a photograph upon the shelf. I watch my son, now he's 21. A father someday he will become. And I hope someday he'll understand how sometimes I can be a quiet man. My father was a quiet man. Thank you. One of the best things tonight is hearing these kids play. I love it, man. You know, 80s music is just everywhere still. You go into a store and you hear it, you know, grocery store, car parts place, anywhere you hear 80s music. But one song I don't hear is the song I'm going to do for you. It's by Lyle Lovett. And it's probably one of my favorite songs of all time. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. If I had a pony, I'd ride it on my boat. And we could all together go out on the ocean. Me upon my pony on my boat. And if I were Roy Rogers, I'd sure enough be single. I couldn't find myself marrying old Dale. It'd just be me and Trigger riding in those movies Then we'd buy a boat, and on the sea we'd sail. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. If I had a pony, I'd ride it on my boat. And we could all together go out on the ocean, me upon my pony on my boat. The mystery masked man was smart. He got himself a Tonto, and Tonto did his dirty work for free. But Tonto, he was smarter. One day said, Kimosabe, kiss my butt, I'm going out, buy a boat and going on the sea. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. If I had a pony, I'd ride it on my boat. And we could all together go out on the ocean, me upon my pony on my boat. And if I were lightning, I sure wouldn't need no sneakers. I'd come and go wherever I would please. I'd scare 'em by the light pole, I'd scare 'em by but I wouldn't scare my pony on my boat out on the sea. And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. If I had a pony, I'd ride it on my boat. And we could all together go out on the ocean, me upon my pony on my boat. I think you're ready for a sing-along. I think so. It's not too hard. You don't even have to use words. But I'll show you what to do. And you're going to sing this with me. I'll sing it first. Yeah, 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 yeah. There you go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, now everybody, come on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. There once was a woman, she lived in a shoe. She had so many kids, she didn't know what to do. I asked her one day how she got in such a stew. She said, must be something that I did or I didn't do. Every day I keep trying the best I can do, but it's always something that I did or I didn't do. Here we go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good. There once was a man, he'd been married 5 times. He tried and he tried, but he just couldn't get things right. I asked him one day, why are they so mad at you? He said it must be something that I did or I didn't do. Every day I keep trying the best I can do, but it's always something that that I did or I didn't do. Sometimes I stand tall and sometimes I fall. I can't be to blame for not knowing it all. When trouble falls down from out of the blue, I'm only human. I can only do the best I can do. Okay, here you go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I get these letters from the IRS, and oftentimes it causes me to drink in excess. Can't keep up with it all. They say more taxes are due. Must be something that I did or I didn't do. I say out with the old and in with the new. Must be something that I did or I didn't do. Every day I keep trying the best I can do, but it's always something that I did or I didn't do. One more time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yep. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's always something, isn't it? I feel like playing a Beatles song. How about a Beatles song? Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 feet small. Everywhere people stare, each and every day, I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, to hide your love away. Got to hide your love away. How can I even try? I can never win. Hearing them, seeing them in the state I'm in. Could she say to me, love will find a way? Gather round, all you clowns, let me hear you say, got to hide your love away. Got to hide your away. La 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 la. Thank you. Well, this friend of mine up north was at a party of his, was serving whiskey and pie one night. Nothing but whiskey and pie. But he had all kinds of whiskey and homemade pie, and people were just so happy. It was the greatest thing. So I wrote a soundtrack to that. I said, Phil, you really need something. And here's his tune called Whiskey and Pie. Whiskey and Pie. I like that. It's moody. What happened? I was out mowing the lawn one day, and I listened to whatever, Pandora or Spotify. And this next song came on. Well, changing gears. Forget that story. I'm telling another one. You know I love Winston-Salem. It's great. When's the last time you guys, any of you been to Winston-Salem? Just walk downtown. It really... I was walking down a couple of years ago. And as we all know, Winston-Salem pretty much built on tobacco. And the Lucky Strike smokestacks are still there. So I was looking at these smokestacks and took a picture of them. They were so cool and like big. Put it on Instagram, and a friend of mine messaged me right away. And I had put a message, when tobacco was king, and I put this big Lucky Strike smokestack. And she said, let's write a song and call it When Tobacco Was King. And that was Susan Catania in Boston, a good friend of mine. And so we wrote a song, and it's called When Tobacco Was King. Smoke in our lungs, stains on our teeth. We were so young, hooked on nicotine, standing in the corner waiting for the cool. Post-war kids, we were nobody's fool. Young America, so naive, we were smoking away our dreams while they lined their pockets with ashes and greed. Back when tobacco was king. Lighting up pack a day, made a deal with the devil in every ashtray, breathing in pleasure on that lucky strike. All we heard were lies. Young America, 53, we were gonna live forever like James Dean. We were all slaves of the corporate machine, back when tobacco was king. They'll never stop, they'll never put us down. Why would they ever stop with so many jewels in their crown? Hey, you in the corner, vaping away. You think that you're so cool with no price to pay. We learned the hard way, now it's hard to breathe. We're all slaves to a corporate machine. Young America, don't be fooled, it's the same old devil coming after you while they line their pockets with ashes and greed. Tobacco's still keen. Tobacco's still keen. Better believe it. Tobacco's still keen. I want to thank Charles and the town of Sanford for asking me to come down and play this incredible venue. You guys are awesome. You've got a great thing here. It's just wonderful, and it's great that you come out and you support it. And there's nothing quite like live music. It's we get out, my wife and I get out and hear it a lot. Of course, we were inside a lot a while back, so it's great to get out and hear it. Speaking of that long time we were inside, that I don't really like getting into it, but we did spend a lot of time at home. And during that time, my wife went and she went to visit some friends for a couple of weeks, and I was by myself in the house. And I thought, well, I miss her, and I want to write a song for her. And it felt like writing a love song. I told my manager, and my manager says, nobody wants to hear a 60-year-old guy sing a love song. So I set out to prove her wrong. And here's my love song. Cast away, I'm lost at sea. Nothing makes sense when she's not here with me. I'm only half of what I try to be when she's away. Fearless and beautiful, she takes me off my feet. Fly away and live forgotten dreams. The past and future all are one and the same. When she's next to me, breathing is easy. When she's so far away, I'm just a bird with one wing. A bird with one wing. Hear the thunder like drums from far away. Seems like these storms get stronger every day. It's been so dry, and Lord, we all need the rain. From high above, she takes me on her wing. We fly blue skies and forget our darker days. Two hearts drifting, one and the same. When she's next to me, breathing is easy. When she's so far away, I'm just a bird with one wing, a bird with one wing. When she's next to me, breathing is easy. When she's so far away, I'm just a bird with one wing, a bird with one wing. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys have been awesome. And I'm going to rock it out a little bit if you don't mind. So I have to prepare a little bit to rock it out. About 4 years ago, I saw this thing online about American Songwriter had a contest. It was for a Bob Dylan song contest. Enter in your favorite performance. So I had a videotape of one of my favorite Bob Dylan songs, and if you're a musician, you know that you send out lots and lots of tapes. I call them tapes. Lots of samples of your music all the time. You send them out to people. You never hear back from them, but that's why you're alive. Just send out your music. And you just do it. So I sent, first off, I made a post note and I put it on the door and it said Dylan. So that was going to remind me, send off this video. And then I forgot. And then we went on vacation for 2 weeks and I forgot. And we came back and the Dylan post note was still on the back of the door. And so the last night to send it in, I was like, I've got to send this in. And then I forgot. And I went to bed. It was like 11 o'clock. Suzanne looks at me and she said, what the hell is that post note you got on the back door? It says Dylan. I went, oh. So I got up. I sent it like the 11th hour. I sent that video of me playing my Bob Dylan song. And the following week, I got an email that said I had won the Bob Dylan American Song Contest for Bob Dylan songs. So I'm going to play that for you now, and you have been great. Thank you for coming, and keep coming to these things. Keep it alive. called Oxford Town. Oxford Town, everybody got their head bowed down. Sun don't shine above the ground. Hey, hey, I'm going down to Oxford Town. He went down to Oxford Town, guns and clubs followed him down. All because his face was brown. Better get away from Oxford Town. Come to the door, couldn't get in, all because of the color of their skin. What do you think about that, my friend? My gal, son, we got met with a tear gas bomb. Don't even know why we're come. We're going back where we come from. Oxford Town in the afternoon. Everybody's singing a sorrowful tune. 2 men died 'neath the Mississippi moon. Somebody better investigate soon. Oxford Town, everybody got their head bowed down. Sun don't shine above the ground. I ain't never going back. No, I ain't never going back. I ain't never going back. Thank you. You guys have a good night. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rod Abernethy.